Palantir referenced unrelenting demand for its services as a reason why the company exceeded the higher end of its guidance by over 900 basis points in the recent quarterly results. I'll review those numbers and Palantir's latest quarterly results in this video here. Let's dive in.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So Palantir management saying that they exceeded the high end of their prior guidance by over 900 basis points. And this was due to unrelenting demand, which drove impressive performance in their US business. And we've been hearing these types of adjectives describe demand for artificial intelligence for several quarters now. Unrelenting, insatiable, insane are some of the adjectives I've heard from company managers, CEOs, CFOs, and others that are on earnings call from companies like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Alibaba, and others throughout the world that are operating in this market. Palantir is in the epicenter of the artificial intelligence increase, of the increasing quality of artificial intelligence that's driving demand from enterprises and institutions alike. So Palantir is forecasting the good times will continue in 2025 with the revenue midpoint guidance of $3.75 billion, which would be a 31% increase in the year-over-year growth rate. But more impressively, they forecast that they will deliver an adjusted operating profit margin of 45%. I've given Palantir management a lot of credit in the recent 2 years for being able to re-accelerate growth in the business while keeping costs under control. The costs are increasing, but compared to the revenue increases, the costs are increasing at only a fraction of the rate that revenue is increasing. And so it's creating that gap between revenue and cost, which of course is how you boost profit margins. Palantir is also forecasting adjusted free cash flow of $517 million, which would represent a margin of 63%, and $1.25 billion in adjusted free cash flow for the full year, representing a margin of 44%. I'm sorry, this is not a forecast. This is what they delivered in the most recent quarter and in the most recent fiscal year. They expect those good results to continue as well into 2025. And Palantir's excellent performance in generating cash flow has led the company to increase its cash balance. It's got closer to $5 billion in cash on the balance sheet, and it used some of that to buy back shares of its stock in the most recent quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if Palantir accelerates the pace of stock buybacks, especially because Palantir uses a considerable amount of stock-based compensation. And so by purchasing its shares in the open market, it reduces some of that dilution the company delivers through stock-based compensation. Another impressive metric for Palantir was the growth in customers. The customer count grew by 43% year over year to 711 customers. And you might be surprised to see that Palantir only has 711 customers. This is a company that generated and is expecting to generate $3.75 billion in revenue with only 700 customers. That just goes to show how expensive Palantir's services are and how inaccessible they are. It also goes to show a massive opportunity for Palantir. If it can continue improving the service, that means getting better at delivering this value that they can generate such a large revenue figure from each customer. If they can continue innovating in the service of this category, the service of this product, the cost of this service, they can then make this available to more businesses. It can be more affordable. And in that way, as they add their customer count, they can expand much more quickly because they'll have a broader base of customers. And since their service is so valuable and it does deliver a great return on investor capital, the more customers they have, the more they help those customers improve their businesses, the more those budgets of those customers increase, the more allocation they will give Palantir because they will see the positive results and thereby facilitate this positive virtuous cycle for Palantir as they broaden out, add new customers, gain increasing spending from existing customers, add newer customers, and on it can go. This positive virtuous cycle can lift Palantir and lift its revenues at multiples of where it is today. And it's the commercial business that I'm most excited about with Palantir. The government business, it's there. They're doing a great job of that. That's been something that's the core of Palantir's success, but there's limits to that. There's limits to how much success Palantir can have while dealing exclusively with governments and government institutions, because there's only a limited amount of governments and government institutions worldwide, especially those that are friendly to the United States, which are the only kind that Palantir seems to deal with. And so, to broaden the opportunity set, they need to make inroads with business, with enterprise. And that's precisely what they've been doing. And in the latest quarter, they had the strongest quarter of commercial contract value booked at $995 million, which represented 42% growth year over year and 63% from the previous quarter. Their US commercial business is seeing unprecedented demand. Here, another strong adjective for the demand that Palantir is seeing for its business, with AIP driving both new customer conversions and existing customer expansions in the US. Just alluding to what I talked about a little bit earlier, right? They're getting new customers, but also existing customers are increasing their spending with Palantir. And existing customers wouldn't increase their spending unless they saw a great return on investment, right? If you're a business owner and you spend $100 with some service or product, and you see the results are incredibly positive, you're going to go back to that company and say, what else can we apply your service to? How else can we employ your services in our business? Because what we've seen from you so far was so good that we want to add more of what you got. And that's precisely what Palantir has been doing, and why demand for Palantir's products are unprecedented, and why you're seeing this acceleration in demand. And if Palantir can deliver these services at even lower prices, at lower cost, as they get better, as they learn, and as they improve, that's going to unlock a whole new set of businesses that can afford Palantir, which will then facilitate that next level growth over the next several years. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.